Hello, it's Dawn Michelle from Boho Tarot, and I am here today to do my Tarot Treasures 1K giveaway. Yay! I'm so excited. I've actually known that this day was, creeping forward as my numbers were creeping up. So I have actually been working on a giveaway for you guys for a couple of weeks now. But before we get into what I am actually giving away, I wanted to do a quick thank you to a couple of people. First of all, I wanted to thank you, all my subscribers, for all your continued support. When I started this channel just a few months ago at the beginning of the year, I really wasn't sure that anybody would be interested in watching me, ramble and do my crafts and my journaling, but the response I have received has been wonderful, and you guys are amazing, and I feel very blessed to have you all in my life. So I just want to say thank you all for your continued support. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help me keep going and motivate me to create even more videos. I do want to say a special thank you to Jen from Jen's Balanced Tarot. She mentioned my channel in a shout out a little bit ago, and I'm pretty sure that's what popped me over the 1K mark. So I just wanted to say thank you to Jen for the shout out. That was so lovely of you, and I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for helping me reach this milestone with my channel. I also wanted to do a quick thank you to Renee from Meadowlark Mystic. I will leave her channel in the description box below. Renee has actually been a huge supporter of my channel long before we actually met. I think right from my very first video, I believe that she was doing shout outs for my channel as well, and she's just turned into a really great friend and continues to support me and my work and what I do with this channel. She's helped me on some back-end projects, so I just really want to say thank you to Renee for your very special support and your friendship. I do really appreciate it. So enough of me babbling. Let's take a look at the goodies. So let's check out the goodies I have for you. So to start with, I have 2 handmade tarot bags. This one does match the journal, which we'll talk about here in a minute. This one is a standard size tarot bag. It has the little button and the inside fabric, and it does fit your standard like Lo Scarabeo, Llewellyn type standard decks. I actually used the Lo Scarabeo Modern Spellcasters to kind of do the measurements on this one. So this is a standard tarot bag size. And then I have a mini bag for you as well, which has just the brown wood grain fabric. And this actually fits either a trimmed deck or a mini deck. So if you have some trimmed decks, this is a great little size for it. I did, again, measure it using one of my trimmed decks, so it does fit really well in there. So I have these 2 bags for you. They do kind of all match. It's kind of a matching set. I didn't want to make all of them the same fabric, so I did the mini in a different fabric. But you can see here that this bag does match this journal, which is kind of geared to be a tarot journal, but could be used for other things. I definitely have some tarot related things in it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. It has this beautiful fabric on the front, and it has a tie closure. And you can see here the top, we have 3 signatures. This fabric, it will fray beautifully, and then you'll get these nice frayed edges down at the bottom. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. So this is a completely handcrafted journal. It is a hardbound book underneath here, and everything inside though has been completely handcrafted. It does have this fabric binding over the paper, which I just love the look of that. This will start to fray a little bit, so you'll get this nice aged look, but it will only fray so far because it does have the glue. So here we have the inside cover. We have this little book plate here so you can write, your own little note or your name or whatever you want. This book does have 3 signatures, so it has 3 separate sections, and each section has a variety of different papers and some different ephemera and things like that in there. So here we have our beautiful front cover just with the little birds. A lot of the papers in here, if you are a journaler or a paper crafter, there are a lot of Tim Holtz papers in here. This is also Tim Holtz paper, and this is Tim Holtz fabric. So if if you're a journaler or a paper crafter, like me, you'll know that those are really great papers. They hold up really well and they're great quality. So we have the beautiful birds and this gorgeous blue inside. And then I have some vintage papers in here as well. So this is a vintage cover from a little magazine, or it's kind of like a newsprint magazine booklet thing that I found in a store on the Oregon coast. And I found it in one of those, old bookstores. So it's just a beautiful picture. It does give you on the inside the artwork that it is from, in case you're interested in that. I do have an index page in here for you, and all of the pages you'll see, they have been hand cut. So nothing is perfect. This entire journal is handmade. Nothing is perfect. It's all completely hand bound, and I'll show you that in a minute. So you have your wonderful little contents page here. And then we have, this is a page, if you saw, I did a video a few months ago where I had gotten a page from the Illustrated Guide to Tarot, and I've just sort of scrapbooked on it, and I've got this little card in here too, which is removable, so you could stick something else in there if you want. This is one of the extra cards from, I think, Pam's Vintage Tarot. And you can see this book did come from, this particular page did come from the Germantown Public Library in Germantown, Ohio. So that's kind of neat, but I just tuck that there, and you can certainly take that off if you want, or replace it with something else. I have tried to include quite a few blank journaling pages and just some blank pages so that you can do your own scrapbooking and journaling in here as well. I have done a few pages for you just to get you started. I have some dot grid paper, some lined paper. This is another from one of my vintage books, and this is just vintage hand lettering, which I just thought looked really pretty. And again, more journaling papers. And I also have some various spreads that I've pulled out of one of my journaling book. And I just like to include these in my tarot journals just because I think they look neat. I tend to scrapbook around them. I definitely, encourage whoever, ends up with this book to continue the scrapbooking. So I kind of started it, and then if you want to add to it, that's fabulous. So you can see it has it on both sides. Various papers just for textures and layer in here. This is a page from the Anna Kay Tarot Guidebook. I do have two guidebooks, so I have deconstructed one of them to use in tarot journals. And I just think it makes a lovely addition to the books. If you've watched my channel, you know that Anna Kay is one of my favorite decks, so I just wanted to include a little bit of some of my favorite things in here for you as well. Some more journaling pages, just some texture here. This is a little note sheet with 5 different sheets. They are attached in here, so they're not removable. You could, I suppose, rip them off, but they are glued in. But there's 5 sheets here so that you can add notes or make maybe a list of your decks or whatever you wanted to do. And this is one of our center folds. We do have a pocket here, which I forgot to put a piece of paper in, but let's just use this pocket here. And then of course we have a side pocket over here, which I just have, again, this is from the Illustrated Tarot book. I just thought it was neat. It's just a little, some neat papers in here and stuff. And you can see here, this book is completely hand bound. So all of the stitching is done by hand. And again, you'll see that in each of the 3 signatures. So then we have just some more journaling pages here for you. Some more from the Anna Kay. A couple more spreads. Again, if you want to do them, that's great too, but they're also just in there sort of as decoration. Really beautiful page from the handwriting book or the calligraphy book. Love that page. Some more dot grid pages. And here's just an example of one of the pages that I have kind of scrapped book for you. There is this little tag in here. This is removable along with this little card, which is again another one of the art cards from the Pan's Vintage Tarot. You can keep those in there, replace them with something else. This little section here just makes this little side pocket so you can slip other things in there or add to it if you want, or leave it as it is. Of course, there's room to do more on the back if you'd like. More journaling pages, another page from the Illustrated Tarot. As you'll see that the pages get cut to fit the journal, and I think that just really adds interest to the page. You know, you can still pretty much read it, but it's more about the visual aesthetics than what's written on it. Some dot grid, and then the back of that beautiful vintage book, and the back of our signature, and then we move on to our second signature. So you can see here, hand-bound books, they get sewn in signatures, and we do tend to leave some space between, because if you add to this, if you want to stick more things in or add notes or scrapbook in it or journal, it's going to get thicker. So we always want to leave room for the pages to expand. And this is our second signature here. Again, another Tim Holtz paper, some more of the calligraphy pages, some journaling pages for you, another book or another page from the Illustrated Tarot book. Some beautiful images in that book. Some more dot grid paper. These are great for spreads if you've ever used the dot grid paper. They work really well for journaling too, but they're really great for doing spreads, sketching out spreads, or recording the spreads that you've already done. I find those are really great. I also have included a few printouts in this middle section specifically for some 3-card readings. You can use these as they are. You can scrapbook over the top of them. They have the space for the readings, your reflections, a message, and then some space on the back for more journaling. So there are quite a few of these in here if you'd like to use them for that, or you can use them for notes or whatever you'd like to do. More dot grid paper. Just some layered paper here. As you can see, there's some more readings. This is a handmade bookmark. You can see it's quite long. It's about the size of the pages, so it sits in there really well. It's just layered with papers and fabrics, some from that tarot book, and it has the plain back. So that you can put it wherever you want. I just stuck it in there for you. More reading pages. This middle section has a lot of journaling pages, so there's lots of room to journal in there. Here's another one of the pages that I scrapbook for you. This is the middle of the second signature, and you can see the hand binding there. I have this little ribbon bookmark, which is glued in, so it will always mark the middle of your book for you because this designates the middle of the entire book. We have just some interesting little ephemera added on here, and a little place for some journaling, and then another little journal tag right here. And this is a little pocket that you can slip things into. And then the little butterfly. So we have more journaling pages, some reading pages, just lots of those in there for you. Again, the textured, I love this one with the bird cages. Some colored pages or black page. Some more reading pages for you. I apologize if the light is going funny. The sun keeps poking in and out of the clouds. Another page from the Illustrated Tarot book. Some more calligraphy. And that's the end of our second signature, and then we move into our third and final signature. Again, this is another page from the vintage pamphlet of the beautiful artwork in it. Some more journaling pages, just some textured pages. These again are the Tim Holtz pages. Some more of that calligraphy. Journaling pages. Again, more from the Illustrated Tarot. Lots of journaling pages, another page from the Anna Kay, a page from the Illustrated Tarot, and this is another center spread. I do have a couple of spreads just tucked in here for you. This side, I probably should have grabbed an extra piece of paper, is also a side pocket as well. So you could put one on each side if you want, or take them out and replace them with something else. So we have that middle section. Some more layers and textures. Oh, I did forget to mention this. I need a piece of paper. This here is also a little pocket, and this might be a little wide, but here, we'll just stick them in there. We'll just leave the hermit in there. Little bonus. Extra hermit card. Little pocket just in there for you. And more journaling pages. Again, another pocket. Well, let's just see if I have another card. Here's the lovers. We'll just tuck that one down in there too, so you can see that that's a pocket as well. So I have tried to include some pockets and some things of that nature for you. More journaling pages. Just some blank pages here. And this is again, another section of that vintage page and the end of our signature. And then we have the back here, and I have my little tab in there for you as well. So that is the handmade journal. It does have room to expand so that you can add your own things to it. And you can see it just ties closed there. So there you go. So that is the goodies that I'll be giving away in celebration of my 1,000 subscribers, which I'm sorry is a little bit behind. I'm a little bit behind schedule because you know, we've been traveling for the summer. So I've been trying to get all this done in between, and we have the matching bag and then a bonus mini bag for you. To enter your chance to take home this tarot junk journal and matching deck bags, simply subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below with the number 1000 somewhere in your message. This giveaway is open from now, July 23rd, 2019, and closes on July 30th at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The winner will be announced on Thursday, August 1st, 2019 in a special video. The Tarot Treasures giveaway is open worldwide. However, you must be at least 18 years or older to enter. Thank you again for your support of my channel and for helping me reach this milestone. It is truly an honor to share my creative tarot journey with so many wonderful people. Much love and many blessings to you all, and I look forward to seeing you again soon for more creative tarot for an inspired life.